Warning. This program is intended for adults only. What you're about to listen to contains explicit language, sexual topics, and don't be surprised if you get wet.
You've just tuned in to PooseBoss with your host, Victoria Lynn.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Victoria Lynn. And you just tuned into another mini episode of a PooseBoss that I like to call Random Pussy. I'm talking really fast this morning. Wow. Okay, so this week's topic is drag queens. And queens are amazing, and I hope you're enjoying this week because this is definitely something cool for me personally. You know, I really like kind of seeing what else is out there. The whole idea of PooseBoss is not just to talk about pussy or just talk about male and female or just talk about one thing. Like, it's really to engage in everything because I think people are very unique and there's many different ways of living your lifestyle, sexually, romantically, whatever you eat. It goes many ways. But for this random pussy, we are going to go over the most common styles of drag. Because for me, I really don't know much about drag, let's be honest. I go to shows, but when it comes down to it, I don't know the, core of drag. Well, the history of drag. I do know the history of drag now because I've been studying about it. But what about the styles of drag? What kind of styles are there? The term faux queen is used to describe a drag queen that is a biological female. So this term is used very loosely because it can have two separate meanings that might vary depending on where you live. It's also referred to as a gender fuck queen, which we're going to find out more about what that is. That's below. So I hope what the fuck? A gender fuck queen? Oh, there it is. Oh, so this is androgyny or gender fuck is the next type of queen. This type of drag queen is also known as anti-queen, using a combination of masculine and feminine characteristics. These queens tend to be very artistic with constant blurs of gender boundaries. They are sexually ambiguous with fashion, gender identity, sexual identity, and or sexual lifestyle. Okay, so this makes me think of this girl. Okay, she was on America's Next Top Model. Her name is Asmarie Washington, and I was on a set with her. She was in a movie. And the girl who was playing the role of, I guess, beside her, whatever, in the scene, didn't show up. So they were like, Victoria, would you mind being the hooker? It was a hooker role, of course, right? And so I was a hooker that was supposed to turn her out, like a lesbian. Like, I was supposed to turn her into a lesbian. I had, like, all this stuff, right? So if you don't know who Asmarie Washington is, she's on Empire. Just look her up. She was also America's Next Top Model. I don't know if she won, but she's fucking hot. Like, she's androgynous. And I remember when they were like, I think they were fucking with me, but they were like, you're going to have to make out with her or whatever. And I was like really nervous because I was like, I'm actually like, think she's super fucking hot, right? So I remember I had to push her up against the like window, like push her, like I was gonna like, and then throw her on the bed, and then I had to hop on her and like grind her, right? So I pushed her up against the wall, and like I remember like looking at her and thinking like, holy shit, like I would totally fuck her right now. And then I threw her on the bed, and then I like got on top of her, and I remember like I just kept grinding. I was waiting for them to say cut, and like the whole time nobody's saying cut, and then they're like action, and I'm like so confused, right? Because I'm not obviously a professional actress, so I'm like, wait, you already said action, I've been acting. And then finally the director was like, oh shit, it was just so good, I'm sorry, cut. And like even Asmarie was like, was that the tequila or where did that come from? And I didn't want to be like, nah girl, like you fucking turned me on, that was my sexual side coming out. But that was way off. But yeah, I totally get the androgyny thing. I think that's kind of hot. But I didn't know that there were androgynous drag queens. Like, it's kind of weird, right? Because there's also drag kings. So how do you separate the two of them? I don't know. Fish. Okay, so I heard this term in one of the interviews, and actually somebody did not like this word fish because they feel fish is talking about pussy in a bad way, because they're saying fish is the smell of your pussy. So it's a negative term in some people's eyes, not in everyone's eyes, but if you listen to interviews, I can't remember who told me that. I don't remember which queen said that to me, but they didn't like it. They didn't like the word fish. But fish is a type of queen that takes pride in looking like an authentic woman. They want to look as close to the real thing as possible. Coming beat to the gods and patted down serving body. Oh, love that. Beat to the gods and patted down serving body. I'm going to fucking use that. That's amazing. These ladies give you the real day-to-day woe man. They are known for being very polished, and they take their drag very seriously, sometimes throwing shade at the types of drag they don't represent. I'm pretty sure Indica Sativa was like, I'm a fish, baby. I would totally. It's Indica. She's crazy. I love her already. That's a new bestie. Club. A club queen is a queen that either comes from the 1980s, 1990s New York City club kid scene or has drawn inspiration of their drag persona from there. They are known for slaying drag balls with fierce yet sometimes outrageous fashion and unique makeup techniques. See, drag balls, I'm telling you. That's somewhere we got to go. Drag balls, it's where it's at. Goths. A goth queen is exactly how it sounds, dark and gloomy. This type of queen thrives off of creating looks inspired by classic goth and horror films. You won't see an eclectic group of colors in this queen's closet. It's all black. Most tend to do whiteface and a very dark themed makeup styling. Pageant. A pageant queen is a queen that thrives in the heat of competition. By taking drag to its extreme seriousness, these ladies invest everything, literally thousands of dollars. I believe it because bodybuilding was so expensive. Pageants are, and like bodybuilding is like a pageant, right? Except for your clothing is just a bikini. But my bodybuilding bikini was $350. Have you seen what I was wearing on stage? It was barely covered my ass. Actually, it didn't cover my ass at all. It wasn't supposed to, but. But these beautiful ladies take fish to a whole nother level because they are judged on every detail. They keep their drag on point and extremely polished. They exceed in the dimension of elegance and fashion, employing elaborate jewelry and gowns to snatch the crown. It sounds so. I just love the wording. What is this from? This is from queerty.com. QUEERTY.com. Camp drag queens employ a drag aesthetic based on clown-like values such as exaggeration, satire. These queens are sometimes known for being brutally honest. Yes, honey. Exhibiting insult comic-like techniques. Camp is not just a style, it's a lifestyle. These queens tend to be very humorous in their everyday lives, which might explain why their comedic delivery is so flawless. Camp they did at the Met Gala, last year or the year before that, and Lady Gaga did the most amazing, I think it was last year, she did like a 10-minute runway walk. Did you know that, Sarah? So for 10 minutes, she had like 5 different outfit changes, and it was amazing. Like all the outfits were, and she did it right there on the red carpet. She just kept changing and then posing like ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, Gaga's amazing. Fucking amazing. She's an amazing woman. Trans drag. A trans drag queen is a queen that still performs as a drag queen, although she has begun a gender transition from male to female. Although not all of these queens fully transition, many begin taking transitional steps to look further female, including breast implants and growing out their hair. Fluid. A fluid queen is one who does not stick to one type of drag. Rather, they use many influences. They create a melting pot of techniques and styles to create their look or persona. These queens tend to be versatile in performance and style. I wonder if fluid then would work for, if Crystal would consider herself fluid then. Because she does drag king and queen, right? So does that mean, is a fluid queen, can that be a king? I don't know. Okay, this one's kind of a little scary. Tranimal, aka terrorist drag. Tranimal drag deconstructs fashion and makeup, often using found objects, elements of surrealism, and mixes of performance art, punk rock, racial, and social issues. These drag queens often purposely use unkept wigs and clothing. Most still hide male attributes, but don't necessarily shave or tuck, creating a constant push and pull between the genders. Very interesting. And then last but not least is active seal. You know I'm saying this wrong again. Whatever. A queen or group of queens with with a unifying identity and shtick, usually in order to perform a charitable and or activist function in their communities. Many perform to raise funds for other charities, which may or may not be LGBT related. And some even protest for LGBT and civil rights. The most well-known group of this style drag includes the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, which have local chapters all over. The Sisters of, okay. Some of the groups within this drag style, such as the Sisters, perform a quasi-spiritual function or act as social counselors, reviving the ancient archetype of historical drag queens as shamans and spiritual functionaries. Wow. That's very interesting that there is something like that. Well, that's all the random pussy I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed it.